This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 941. I am Brian Kilby, Radio Free Cybertron.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know. Radio Free Cybertron's the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. With me this week, we have Chris. Hey, Chris. Thank you for hosting last week.
I'm so sorry.
That was good. I enjoyed it. I fell asleep listening to it, but I enjoyed it.
I don't know that the good sign or a bad sign
It's a
that
good
we
sign.
put you to sleep.
It's a good sign. I fell asleep when Don was going through everything you got last week. Don, how did you have a good birthday?
I had a great birthday, and I can't wait for you to see my off topic.
Okay, sweet. Well, patrons, patreon.com/tfradio. If you're not already a patron, check it out. Rob, how was your birthday?
Nice, very, very low key, but just, very pleasant day. I'll take it.
Sweet. Let's see here, Diecast.
I'm here.
Nice. Matt.
I am also here.
Sweet. John.
I am also here.
Also here. So not here. Man, what a horrible segue, but it's true. Not here. Is our
That's awful.
beloved. I'm gonna give JD crap right now. So this is our annual JD Church Memorial episode, and darn you, JD. So
It's all your fault.
it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about when I was out walking the dog during pre-show, which is not a euphemism, I was literally walking the dog. I was thinking about where my life is, and literally had JD Church not entered it in 2009-ish, when I got a random Google chat from him. It's okay, you need to bring Radio Free Cybertron back. Again, prior to that, we were very, very infrequent. Like, I think we had only did like an episode a year at that point, because we had just life and everything. But JD just wanted to do a podcast. So he's like, well, let's do this. I think of how much money I've spent, how much time I've spent, like being away from family, like just being obsessive compulsive over buying all the stupid stuff, being obsessive compulsive over like popping and clicking, and like there's parts of my brain that are irrevocably like wired for certain reasons because JD Church decided that he wanted to be on a podcast, and it's cost like medication. Like my hairline is worse. Like I have basically no hair now. It's all thanks to JD. And worst of all, I just realized JD's been gone longer than I knew him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he still, in a way, impacts me each and every day, and we miss him tremendously.
JD's been gone twice as long as I knew him.
I knew JD from about 1999 or 2000.
Yeah.
He was like Unicron Spawn or something. That was his name on Alt Toys Transformers. And I met him in person at BotCon. Didn't remember him. Did not. I got a picture with him. I'm like, hey, JD, have we ever met? I don't think we've met. It's like, here's a picture of me and you together from like 8 years ago. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, JD, more than most people, have changed my life. I literally would not be here, would literally not have the life that I do. Everything that happened since June of 2009, JD in some way has impacted. And he was a great guy, and we miss him.
Also, he absolutely would have laughed at that questionable transition.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would have said he's set way off a cliff or something.
Yeah. But we missed JD, and there's a nice tribute last week, and I'm like, it is that time of year. So it's the 16th anniversary of when JD basically compelled
Harangued
me.
you into bringing RFC back. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't memorialize when JD died. That happened in February. We want to remember the contribution he made to our lives, and for good or ill, this is it.
yeah, for good or ill, this is it. I was already a pretty obsessive Transformers collector.
You
before
don't
all of
say.
this. Yeah, before all that.
Yeah.
But because of the podcast, it's so much worse.
Uh-huh.
Like the shirt that John made, I hate it. I'm going to buy it. Like I wasn't that way before. If it wasn't for the podcast, like I would certainly have more space in my home.
tfradio.net/shirts.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, Transformers Tuesday happened. And what was new? Was there anything new?
Yes. So they did have their own reveals finally for things like Studio Series 86 Megatron, the last two Constructicons, Transformers 1, Deluxe Starscream. All the stuff we'd seen from Takara previously, Hasbro got to finally announce. We had seen unofficial pictures of the Age of Extinction concept art KSI Widow toy from where a sample of that had leaked. They showed that off properly, which I think is our first official showing of that toy. The really new thing that they showed, though, they had an actual prototype of next year's deluxe Transformers 1 Arachnid toy. So they had the gray model of that out, and they also had a gray model and an engineering pilot sample for Voyager Transformers 1 Alpha Trion, which is also going to be early 2026. So they were showing us some stuff that we legitimately had not seen before anywhere. Which, if somebody has gotten a leaked copy of one of their gray model prototypes, then something's really gone wrong with security over there.
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited about Megatron because I thought we wouldn't see him till the end of the year or beginning of next year. And the fact that it's saying September, October is like that's super exciting.
What do y'all think about that Arachnid? Because I think I want to have to see some color pictures to see how because when she's great Games Workshop grayscale, it's kind of hard to see what her vehicle mode actually. Because looking at her as she is now, she reminds me of like the Fallen. It's just a bunch of stuff folded together to give a loose approximation of a thing that flies.
Yeah, so keep in mind what they're showing us is probably 3D printed parts that they've assembled into a working model of what they intend the toy to be. But like when it actually starts, when molds get cut and what they call engineering pilots, what we used to call test shots, come off of that, like obviously everything's going to be tighter, more integrated than what it looks like now. This is a rough idea of what they have in mind, and it pretty much can only look better as it gets further along in development.
So you can
Brian gave me quite a look when I said that. It's not an inevitability for sure, but most likely it will look better than the gray prototype.
Right. I mean, as far as the basic forms go, it looks pretty close to what was in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't want another Fallen, because that was just extremely.
I assume you mean live action series.
Live action. Yeah, thank you. So this is more like proof of concept.
No, this is a printed model. Like I think it's more than a proof of concept, but it's not a true test shot that you would.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the middle point between CAD on a computer and plastic injected into a mold.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised with the complexity of this that they can do it at a deluxe price point, and doesn't need to be a Voyager.
Yeah, because they were talking on the stream about how there's some like really interesting engineering tricks in there, especially for being able to have the shroud where the rotor fits inside of split apart to do the spider leg thing, but also they still have it set up where there's a spinnable rotor blade set up in the middle of that. So like the Takara Tomy engineers have been firing on all cylinders for the last couple years of toys when they get a chance to actually innovate in how the transformations work. When we're getting things that aren't just the latest round of G1 with knees, they can really start to exercise some of that creativity. And again, I talked about this before. That's the kind of thing that really gets me excited about Transformers, is seeing the new development kind of stuff like this. They've had to make some tweaks to Arachnid's design to actually make it work in the real world, like giving it heels so it can actually stand up, minor things like that. But for the most part, they've kept it fairly close and accurate to the movie design as much as is physically possible.
Yeah, as much as they can.
Yeah, I think as we see subsequent development steps of this, to me, looking at the vehicle mode in the prototype form like this, the parts fit and everything, it looks a little bit gappy and loose, but I think that's going to tighten up as it's production pieces
Yeah.
starting to come together instead of the prints.
Am I crazy?
And I'm glad they didn't do what they
I
did
am
with
crazy.
Transformers Prime and just like cut out one of the modes altogether and be like, here's a not really great toy.
I mean,
but
that toy was
it'll
just a
fit hole.
travesty on all levels. Like, it's not even worth
Yeah.
comparing. Brian, why are you crazy?
Am I crazy for liking Alpha Trion?
Oh no, it looks
No,
really
no.
good.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, that the Warrior class version, I have that, and it's actually surprisingly very good for a stand up on the back legs, fold down the front legs as the arms.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have it
and
too. It's a really nice little toy.
It is, and I think I'm hoping Studio Series kind of improves on that because they do a few interesting things that make it a lot more interesting than say a Cheetor pastiche,
Yeah.
something like that.
Don used
And
another
this-
complex word. He used the first
Correctly.
pre-show. Yeah.
Did they mention if Alpha Trion is going to have a cape or anything? I feel like he really
no,
needs.
I
Probably
think
not.
what you see is what you get
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So I forgot. Did you guys talk about Megatron last week?
We might talk about Megatron the week before.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
here. Okay, well, so
Yeah.
I literally don't remember that. So it's so like everybody in the Discord, and John just mentioned it, and so I'll mention it because it's fun speculation. The blue arm holding the Megatron, blue Megatron arm holding Megatron, on the back of the box.
Mhm.
So my belief is that that is
Reverse Convoy.
no, could be. But my belief is that it's like something pulled from an instruction or something, and they've left in like the highlight. So like you'll see like sometimes is it Hasbro or third party that Hasbro does this, right? Where they'll like highlight something on the on the instruction sheet to show you like what to do, what to touch. It almost looks like that sorta, but just
So no
unintentional.
lava bath Megatron then.
Yeah. So I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, they're
Or reverse convoy, maybe.
Yeah. It's just there on the back of the box, that little Megatron gun is on the side of the turret. So maybe that's being offered as a weapon for other figures to hold, like
Yeah,
your Starscream and all that. It's just you're more concerned about the blue arm than you are the toy Megatron gun.
Yeah.
I suspected something much more simple than that, where they've got a monochrome accessory being held in a monochrome arm on a monochrome background, and they've gone to their modeling program and just told it to make that blue just to have some contrast
That's
so it
better.
doesn't all look like
Even better.
one undifferentiated mass of gray bits.
Totally agree with that. I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, is that arm Diaclone Ultra Magnus? Because I don't know.
No, that's just Megatron's arm in blue.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I thought maybe they were hinting at a Diaclone Magnus from the Commander mold or something.
Does Megatron have that little blue and little red mark, or they added that too in post?
They highlighted some of the details. I think they were just trying to make it look generic and make the Megatron gun pop a little bit more visually in that inset, because again, you've got a monochrome accessory that you're trying to put focus onto. So like you would do that by contrasting with a saturated color, because more monochrome is just going to blend together.
Yeah, that will be cool to give that to that Starscream anyway. If you want that one scene,
and if you don't have the Centurion drone accessory pack.
Yeah. And I mean, because you've got 4 dead Autobots, so you've got your diorama shelf right there if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else on this?
Grimlock package refresh.
Yay.
I'm so glad that's coming back out so everybody can get it.
Yeah.
'Cause Grimlock is one of the strongest Dinobots.
Some would say he's the strongest Dinobot.
He would say
Grimlock's strongest there is.
Yeah. But
I just really like the format of this fan stream. Like the fan poll and showing us the grayscale stuff to get ahead of leakers. Like I thought they did a really good job with this stream.
Now, speaking of that poll,
I was not available to watch it live to partake in the poll, but I think they were asking about combiners or whatever, and Evan's love for Computron. And I would just say that, Evan takes so much crap from the community from time to time. I think he should just, do something nice for himself and go ahead and add Computron to the top of the list there.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the fact
Yeah.
that
Well,
I would like it
actually,
as well.
The poll question was, would we mind seeing non-movie G1 characters in Studio Series? So basically, everybody that wasn't in the movie get a movie box
I mean,
toy.
they've already pretty much dropped the 86 thing
Yeah.
anyway on the packaging, so it's just Studio Series. And like, you may think I've been joking about wanting Studio Series ACOM, but I am not joking.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah, throw whatever you want.
I mean, if
animation-wise
it gets us the
in
Killing
Studio
Jar,
Series.
if it gets us a Killing Jar 4-pack, yes.
Well,
please.
so even aside from that, like there's ACOM miscolorings of established models that I genuinely would like to have toy versions of. They like Takara did that once almost with their masterpiece Target Master Hot Rod. The colors on that were strongly derived from ACOM miscolored frames of Rodimus, actually. It's very complicated. McFeely on his Tumblr before he started doing the basics on YouTube had that like daily or weekly feature of like deep dives into Transformers development stuff, and a lot of that was talking about like miscolored animation models and stuff, and like that is probably still archived out there somewhere if somebody wants to go find that. But like that's kind of a wealth of information on the weird stuff from specifically like the later ACOM episodes of season 3. But like there's some interesting alternate takes on the character looks from that, and like that's something that would be really easy to throw into Studio Series ACOM as Matt pitches it, because you wouldn't even really need to do mold changes. Like you just take the hot rod you have and you make it the maroon color more instead of the pinkish magenta. Like there's a lot of easy stuff they could dip into doing that. And like just Studio Series Sunbow for 84 and 85, like yeah, I have no problem with that either.
And if it means we get like G2 Beachcomber, G2 Seed Spray, any of that stuff is fine with me. The labeling doesn't really matter because if you look at it, Sunbow is a cartoon studio, so it still fits their moniker the way they're stretching that out.
Yeah.
So it's still a studio that does Transformers, so it fits.
So yes, the consensus here pretty much is yes, go ahead and throw all that stuff in.
Yeah,
It's
let's do
fine.
it.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
Let's do it. Okay, so I saw this and I didn't hold much water with me, but it seems like there's maybe more to it. Rumor of an animated series based on Skybound Comics, Transformers, and G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Like
this
a
was
streaming series.
probably. This was posted by Bleeding Cool from the same person who was breaking the information about the comics license going to Skybound and Robert Kirkman being heavily involved with it
Okay.
in the first place. So, like, probably the person does have his connections and knows what he's talking about with this. Now, this is being presented as that Robert Kirkman has sold a series. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to actually get produced and released in the long term. But like, yeah, someone has talked to him and decided that, yeah, we want to buy this pitch. And so that may end up moving into production. It could go into development hell. That happens to a lot of, especially like animated projects with perceived limited audience penetration. My concern with this more than anything is that this is the same person behind Invincible, which like people like that show, but that's certainly not like the style I'd want to see a Transformers cartoon go into. And like I kind of fear that's the area this would try to tread into as much as Hasbro would allow that to occur.
I mean, you
Well,
can't.
Invincible pretty much follows the feeling of that comic series. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be gritty
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't.
and not necessarily saying Transformers would follow the same, but some of the stuff I've heard out of the Skybound series, not far off.
Yeah, and like it's not something I'm interested in reading about in the comics, and like I really would not like to see a Transformers cartoon follow that path either.
I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, sure.
I debate how far Hasbro would let them go with an animated project, since like
G.I. Joe Resolute.
even on a we don't talk about that here. No, like as a one-off, that unfortunately happened. I feel like comics versus an animated thing, even on a streaming platform, the barrier to entry up for an animated thing is so much lower because you're not having to go pay $4 per issue. It's just streaming into your home essentially. So like they might have more concerns about what audience is actually going to find.
Did we lose Chris?
Yeah, I
Perhaps.
can't hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we lost Chris. So my gut feeling is that it's one of two things. I think Hasbro is not doing that great. They're licensing whatever they can. I'm not saying that they have dropped their standards, but they're slapping that Transformers brand on anything. And if they're letting somebody else, if it turns out that they let somebody else, have the reins on this, which that's what they did with the movies, you could argue that the movies are of questionable quality and questionable standards. Like, you would
It's
hope.
not a difficult argument to make.
Yeah. No. And again, with G.I. Joe,
They have allowed Transformers to urinate on people on
exactly.
screen.
And with G.I. Joe Resolute, I know some people out there love it. I absolutely hate G.I. Joe Resolute. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Is
I
that
hate
the
it. I
one
hate
where
it.
is that the one where they killed off Bazooka?
In the very
Like,
beginning,
off-screen?
yeah.
Okay, that's why I remember hating that now for
It's
that
awful.
reason.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
awful. It's awful. But that's happened. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Masters of the Universe Revelations. I don't like some of the choices they made, but it wasn't as obscenely out there and horrible as Resolute was. So, like, if there's something that's maybe a little more mature but less faithful to like the original feel of Transformers. I mean, honest to God, every single Transformers streaming series that's come out, for the most part, like, at least the ones based on G1 strictly, have been pretty horrible. Like, I don't have a lot of hope for this if it actually happens, and that's a big if.
Yeah. My thought on this is, okay, the Skybound comics seem to have been pretty successful. The Invincible streaming series seems to be pretty successful.
The Walking Dead series, which had Kirkman's name attached to it, was ridiculously successful.
Yeah.
So it's like I suspect that whatever it is he wants to do with it, they will let him. If they want to base something on the Skybound comics, they'll probably go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
That said, wouldn't be my first choice, but I'd give it a shot because it's, I don't know. Like, I fell off of those.
It might be
comics,
different,
but yeah, might be different. But just like it's, I don't know. There's just like a, how do I put it? There's like a language and a series of tropes and patterns for comics aimed at, ostensibly at adults and older teens that I just am not into anymore. And Skybound uses a lot of it. So
Yeah.
Not going to be my.
I'll if it comes out, I'll watch it and give it a try. But I don't want to watch a living, breathing TV tropes page, which I think is what which I think is what Rob was saying too. It's just like, I don't want to see, okay, they're doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this. I want something like Prime or animated where there's small cast, a lot of characters, a lot of story, a lot of heart, even Earthspark to a degree. And it's just, I don't want to see it. I don't see it something that is like what we got for the War for Cybertron trilogy, just in a different shade.
I want something I'm not embarrassed to show my kids, and that's the long and the short of it. So just real quick in the chat at tfradio.net/discord, Carl's like, "Hey, G.I. Joe Renegades was the best. Fight me." Not talking about Renegades, talking about Resolute, which was that like
very different show.
Very different show.
Renegades was good.
Renegades
that was my favorite G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Resolute.
Which is not saying much because I haven't watched a lot of G.I. Joe, but Renegades was really good. I actually went out of my way to watch that as much as I could.
Yeah, so I'm glad. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think what I was trying to get at basically is that I feel like a lot of the Skybound comics operate under doing things for shock value. And I'd kind of like a story instead. That's just me.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, I'm glad you're back. Because PulseCon exclusive listing leaked. Armada Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, I heard about this.
So how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And Matt, how excited are you?
Ooh,
12?
not 9.
Yeah.
9 bottom, like 9,
I don't-
10. Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get it.
What?
Oh, it's such a good toy. It's amazing.
Like, okay, so like if they were gonna sell just the cab robot in Nemesis colors, like I might go for that.
Oh, but the super mode is so good.
I mean, that's fine, but that's what the original Legacy Armada Optimus is for. Like, Nemesis Prime never had that in the fiction. They are tooling up a new Darksaber to go with it.
That is so
it's
cool.
gonna JT Prime, I think, confirmed that it's gonna be 3 mini cons. It's not just gonna be a static accessory piece. So that's going to be added to this. It's going to cost more than a normal Commander, not just because of the PulseCon thing, but because they're adding more plastic to it. Hopefully there will be like an actual Starsaber version of that down the road somewhere too. So like we can outfit Hotshot and Starscream with the real deal instead of just that fiddly little accessory.
If they're
Starscream came
going
with.
to the trouble of tooling it up, I got to imagine they have other plans for it.
I would think so, yeah.
Well, when was the last time we got a new figure as an exclusive before the regular figure came out? When was the last time that happened? Because I know I know it's been a while back, but this has happened before. I just can't remember when.
All this has happened before, and all this will happen again.
I mean,
Gosh.
there's for one thing, there's Powerlink's Hot Shot with Jolt that we never got the other version of that. So
We never got Jolt, yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if they're going to do a mini-con multi-pack like they did for the Target Micromaster pack.
So I think JT
That would
told
be
us the
nice.
last time he was in our Discord that the Red Alert pack that was on the 2026 leak lists, it's going to be sold at a later price point. It's going to come with several mini cons, like basically to finish out some of the Armada toys that they've already made that didn't have their mini cons. That's the working concept on that. So like any one of those could be a potential thing that would be in a pack like that. I don't know if the Starsaber necessarily would be in that or if it would come in something later on, but like they do seem to have a mind to get some more of these mini cons out, if not make some additional ones. Like hopefully somewhere in all of this nebulous planning is the actual correct wind shear that goes with the Legacy Armada Wheeljack. Because I've got the Shattered Glass version, which Matt gave me out of his Shattered Glass Hot Rod set, I think it was, and like just like Jolt, that's a really good new Minicon mold. I would just like to have it in the matching colors for the other toy it's supposed to go with, and like if they can do more Minicons like that, the Minicons really are way better than like the Siege Micromasters were for being equivalent kind of toys, and if they continue that level with them, like I would really, even if it is buying them in like multi-packs with other larger toys, like for the right ones, I will consider that if they keep being as good as they've been so far. I just like it's cool that they're doing Armada Nemesis Prime, and like it's cool in its way that they're doing it with the super mode, because I remember when the original toy came out, like a lot of people were hoping for, asking for, expecting to get the full-size Nemesis Prime done off of Super Base Optimus. All we got was the deluxe size one, which the deluxe is a really good toy, and I love the deco that they used on that. I assume they will go for something kind of like that, but like Nemesis Prime's appearance in the cartoon was fairly different from what the toy actually looked like, so it's kind of a toss-up what they will probably actually go with for that. But it's cool they're doing this. I don't really think I need to buy it though, especially if the Starsaber version of those mini cons will come out at some later point, because like I don't really care about the Dark Saber so much as the Star Saber, because it was almost a non-thing in the show anyway.
It's just whenever you have exclusive Nemesis Prime, it's like, okay, how hard is this going to be to get now
Yeah.
with whatever's left after PulseCon or during PulseCon or whatever the case may be, and what's it going to cost? Because I'm going to use a similar analogy. Loyal Subjects put up their SDCC exclusives, which is the Jim, the Jessica, and Synergy 2-pack. Those Jim dolls at Walmart were $30. Brian, you got one as well. The 2-pack convention exclusive is $120.
Well, one of those was sold at Walmart.
Right.
But 5,000 locations in the United States, and one of those is a convention exclusive.
Right, and I'm willing to pay an extra for an exclusive,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to have to show me why this set of 2 is 4 times the amount of the single doll. So, and like on this Armada Optimus, if it is pushing, say, 129, that's the 90 for the Commander, and maybe a deluxe price for the 3 mini cons and convention exclusive packaging. So I get that, but they need to show what's in the set.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say too, like to Hasbro, here is your challenge. Like, sell it to me. Show me the thing. Make me want to buy this before I have to like make a snap decision when PulseCon is going. Like, let me see this a month or so out so I can look at it and consider it and decide whether I actually do want this or not. Like that's kind of where I'm at with this. Right now, I don't feel like it's something I really need. And like the deco is going to have to hit right. What they do with the mini cons would have to hit right to make me want to put down PulseCon money on this.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian. I know you said we could move on, but it just kind of worked out this way.
So, PulseCon's typically in the fall, right? So
September. Yeah.
Okay.
So at least this doesn't back up onto San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Cold Slither is going to be hard enough as it is.
It should be in September, just because I think we're back to our normal rotation of San Diego Comic-Con in July, and then September PulseCon, October New York
10/27.
Yeah, 10/27.
Yeah.
Oh, PulseCon is in October?
PulseCon may be
The
late September,
10/27
but
is a different thing.
yeah, they always have their 10/27 thing that they do because
Okay.
that's their their street address for their
Yeah. Cool. Okay. You guys want to talk about the MPG 17 scans from Generations 2025?
Yeah, I can actually look at these.
Looks okay.
That is going to be a really expensive Earthrise Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So
I don't dislike it. It's I do feel it does feel really weird to see 5mm ports on a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And the feet, just the feet, really.
They're Earthrise feet.
Yeah, but
they're paying tribute a little bit to the original toy, because like there's definitely some pass through of the broad shapes of the back end of the truck and how the feet interact with that. Obviously, there's a little bit more going on here because these feet are more articulated. They transform in a slightly different way, but like there's as much intentional element of having that look to it as it is. That's where the feet have to go. Like it's kind of both things. I'm kind of looking at the transformation walkthrough that is part of this, and I'm seeing kind of a combination of things here. Obviously, there is some like basic Earthrise kind of stuff, even a little bit of what Studio 86 is doing. But I'm also seeing pieces of like Age of Extinction Evasion Mode Optimus Prime and how the chest unfolds and comes back together. There's a little bit of the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. Like it's pulling from a lot of different stuff to do both like a greatest hits of how Optimus Primes transform and like almost in a way trying to like do an ultimate version of Optimus Prime's transformation, taking all of the things that they've learned from doing infinity -1 number of Optimus Primes over the last, however many years, and boiling it down to all the different things that can work together and actually make a decent and, going by this at least, not like oppressive transformation for a Masterpiece Optimus Prime toy, which it would be a first if they actually pulled that off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be.
The thing from this story that I'm kind of happy to hear is that apparently this the label they're putting on this, the Style Gen version, is going to apparently be an ongoing thing within MPG. So we're going to get more masterpieces that are not just straight up attempts at duplicating the animation model, and that's a nice thing to see coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
As an ongoing concern. So
I mean, it feels like they're trying to steer Masterpiece back into more of what originally was and more what some of the fandom wants it to have continued to be. I know there's fans of the strongly cartoon style out there, but there's a lot of people I think that still want Masterpiece as it was in 2010 to propagate forward still.
Yeah, I mean, even though I'm done with Masterpiece, I did pre-order it. And it's
So you're
not done.
It doesn't sound like you're done with Masterpiece at all, Brian.
I'm buying it because it is the flagship version of Optimus Prime, and it's material to talk about on the podcast, and it looks really cool.
Damn it,
So
JD.
it's JD's fault. Is what
It
you're
is
saying.
JD's fault. It is really JD's fault. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Symbio Studios Laserbeak plush that sits on your shoulder.
With magnets.
Cute.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is actually a really neat idea, and the design of the plush is actually pretty good too. Other things that are in here is a Soundwave plush, which is probably kind of unremarkable, but also some Autobot and Decepticon symbol throw pillows.
I need those.
Yeah, those are kind of cool. Very, very subtle and understated for your home.
They are. Yeah.
Yes, Kim will love it.
Yeah.
Just come home one day and totally new bedding. She'll love it.
Or just have them on the couch.
Yeah.
I was
actually,
gonna say
that-
those little shoulder buddies. If you go to a Disney park, there's a gajillion versions of those, and they're neat. They're all neat. So, my kids have a couple characters in that style, and super cool. It's a great idea. I'm surprised it's taking this long for them to do Laserbeak or Buzzsaw. I'm sure Buzzsaw's coming, but
please.
yeah, super fun.
Yeah, and also
Rat Bat, yeah.
And one thing for anybody wondering how, if they're going to put it, if they're going to try to find a way to make it work on your shoulder, get the flag weights, because I'm sure because they clip together through the flag to hold a flag down. So you can probably
I don't know.
what? No, I'm just saying. I saw in the comments on TFW about how people are going to actually make this work. And I'm just sitting here saying, if you get the little square flag weights, you could put them on the underside and it would clamp through your clothes if you wanted it.
All I'm hearing from this is that Don wants you to put the USS flag on your shoulder to get a sense of having Laserbeak sit there.
So I will say any flat disc magnet will work.
Yeah. Right.
There you go. So eHobby offering licensed garage kit figurines for Optimus Soundwave and Tarn.
Okay, so the word garage kit is doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
I don't understand
What has happened is that eHobby has purchased a resin 3D printer and they're monetizing it. That's literally all that's going on here. They're selling you unfinished but printed resin figurines of Optimus, Soundwave, and Tarn. So you order this, they send it to you with all the support material still attached. So you have to clean all that off, do whatever cleanup finishing work that you'd have to do on a 3D print piece anyway, then paint it to your satisfaction. And
all while trying not to break it.
Because resin prints are somewhat fragile, yes.
Honestly, so with was it the place where people buy 3D prints?
Well, it used to be Shapeways. I don't think that exists anymore.
So 3D printing, if you're using a standard extruding 3D printer, that's great. What I do not want, even though they make really fantastic prints, is a resin printer because they're messy. So
They're messy, they smell bad,
Yeah.
and the resin is toxic before it's cured.
Yeah. So like honestly, if I wanted a resin print of a Transformer, this would be the best way to do it, I guess.
Yeah, it would. And like it's actually a really smart business model for them because they don't have to keep any stock around. As long as their printers are working, somebody orders this and then they just hit a button and make it on demand.
So yeah, and tfradio.net/discord, Manny Caro is like, how are we still in the news?
Because Brian had to step away once or twice and I started talking, and you know how that goes.
Well, guess what? It's going to get the show's going to be long. So I've been away for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's one thing I wanted to say. Y'all know how I've been over the last couple of years. I've been saying how we're gonna be moving to the point where customers don't buy an actual physical toy. They'll eventually be buying the CAD kits.
That happens now.
Yeah, but,
You've
but I'm
been
just saying.
that?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that they buy the kit, and it'll get to a point eventually where 3D printing will be such a common thing that you can make your own toys, and you're just buying someone else's engineering.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
To
3D
me, this is-
printers...
He's
Well,
going
I'm saying
somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. To me, this is kind of a small step.
Yeah.
In getting to what I've been saying for the past couple of years.
And I wasn't actually going to shoot you down either. I was going to say 3D printers, even the extrusion ones, actually especially the extrusion ones now, they're getting sophisticated to a point where you can do prints that are multicolor in one pass. Like in my imagination, that was a huge barrier to making this be a home project thing, which was that you would not be able to do something multicolor, but you're getting into that territory now. The way I always envisioned this going, though, was a lot like what eHobby is presumably doing here, where you maybe don't buy the CAD and print it yourself, but you don't have injection molding factories anymore. You have printer farms somewhere where the stuff is being printed, finished by someone who is trained to do it the right way, and then whatever paint is done, and that gets assembled and mailed to you, which, like, it's not fully what Aaron Archer, I think, was talking about at the time when he was saying that, like, it's going to move into, like, a home setup at some point, but, like, that would be the next logical step to it. But, like, the printers are getting so much better. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Exactly. So not exactly the same thing, Don. I've been dabbling with the idea of third-party classified G.I. Joe vehicles. I was looking for some on Etsy this past week, and some of them are only sold as the 3D print file.
Right.
I'm so close to actually buying one. They have a USS Flag out there.
I've saw that.
Classified scale.
Uh-huh.
Now, one question, Chris. You
Do
were
it,
saying
Brian.
how
Do
you
it for
can
science.
Science. Would eHobby make more money if these were already in color? If color could be done on them?
Who knows, Don? We don't know specifics.
So they're already selling these for around $20, $22 each in the state that they're doing it. If they had to add in the labor and time to do the paint finishing on them ahead of time, the price would probably double for the scale that they're doing it at.
So they're basically they would be pricing themselves out of selling any.
Essentially,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
As it is, again, I think this is a really smart business model, the way that I am interpreting that this works, because if people don't want to buy these, they're not really out anything except for, whatever bottle of resin that they just bought. But, like, they're not holding on to inventory that they eventually have to, like, liquidate out or throw away or whatever. They're just going to make these as people order them and send them out, and, like, the rest of the time they don't have to worry about it. It's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I just think it's also really silly.
Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of silly, maybe not. In-hand photos of Devastation Decepticon Trooper 2-pack. I don't know.
I have several
They're
of them
okay.
on order from Target.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this is the first time we've seen that runabout.
It's got a
mold
seeker
since-
in it, Brian. Yes, I ordered it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I mean, this is the first time that runamuck and runabout mold have been reused since
it
the
is.
original two toys, and those two figures go for quite a bit on the secondary market.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think Runamuck is getting a reprint.
Runabout, I'm pretty sure was at Ollie's for like $9.
The white one was a little bit easier to get because it was in a retail assortment. The black one, which I think is
Runabout.
The black one is
was a
Runabout.
Target exclusive,
Mhm.
and that was not easy to get, and that like within a few weeks doubled or tripled in price. And is exorbitantly expensive to obtain now, and is really what needs to have a re-release over Run Amok. But
Yeah.
like
Which
getting
is weird.
either of them back out is a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because the only thing on him red was the chest, so I still don't know why that was a Target.
Okay, but yes,
exclusive.
so this toy, these are coming out, and they look okay, I guess.
I will be honest, I am considering canceling my pre-order for the set because they look really nice, but like the longer it has taken to get them to get to where they're being released, the more I think about it, just like how much do I actually really want this versus just that it was shiny and new one day and I got it for like $10 off with Target Circle deals.
And they since revealed stuff that you want more than this.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Hey, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on, and I'm gonna ask the question: it's the Funko Pops? Is that what you want more? As you wrote it, Funko Pop
Yes.
sullies the good name of Beast Wars.
Yeah, when I put stuff in there like that, it is for the intent of you to read it as written.
All right. Can I say one thing?
I don't think we could stop you if we tried, Don.
All right. I think these are horrendous.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah, they're Funko Pops.
Yeah.
yes, the Megatron especially is egregious. And there's no saying about that. But I will say the black arachnia, the face with the black eyes, it doesn't give me the soulless pit of despair most Funko Pops do. So I think if that was a more proportioned figure, I think it would look great because that's a really good head sculpt with those eyes. But other than that, the whole wave is trash. Set it on fire.
So how quickly, like, do they clearance Funko Pops? Because that Rhinox is not going to sell. Like, who wants that? Literally nobody.
That Rhinox looks like, I don't know. It just looks wrong.
I mean, I'm happy for him that the weight loss surgery was successful, but just it
Yeah.
really, yeah.
The-
it just
The
does not
downside of
look
Majarno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Let's jump to what we got this week because we're 50 minutes in. Who wants to go first? John, do you want to go first? Chris, do you have anything? John.
John
I've
can
got
John
something.
can
Chris,
go-
do you want to go first or me? It doesn't matter.
Chris
You
has
can
something?
go. You can go first because you'll probably be more pleasant to listen to talking about yours.
Oh no. Okay, let's get teased. So I got Silverbolt from Amazon today, and I opened it quickly before the show so I could talk about it. And so first thing when I opened the box is I was really taken aback how like he's gray. He's not even close to white. It makes me nervous that Takara is looking at that and thinking interesting. So he's gray, which in my head Silverbolt is I don't know. He's just at least closer to off-white than
A
this,
crew.
especially if this is Studio Series adjacent. I know technically this isn't Studio Series, but anyway, he's really nice. So again, it is tough to swallow that when you remove the 6 pounds of Superion and just look at Silverbolt himself, he is a very standard Voyager. So he's straight up a Voyager, and this is $100 effectively. So that's it's always tough. This format for the combiners, it's tough. It's tough. But if you're wondering, like, okay, well, how Silverbolt himself, how's he feel? How's he come across? How's he look? He's a Voyager, straight up. So, and a very nice G1 Silverbolt, all things told. I will say, when I was transforming him, a screw fell out. So modern Transformers, everybody. I have yet to figure out where that screw is from. It's possible it was some kind of extra screw, just kind of like made its way in here because I haven't found a spot for a missing screw. But that was fun.
There's
to
nothing
have
wrong
that
with an
happen.
extra screw.
Nothing wrong, but mine might indeed have a screw loose, which is that's in character for him. some interesting twists and turns. You know, he doesn't transform exactly like the G1 toy, pretty close. They did some interesting hooks with how his back kibble folds up a little bit better, maybe than it would normally. Other than that, pretty standard fare. One thing I do appreciate is as a product of his other transforming needs, he has gigantic ankles, makes him super stable. Always good, always a good thing. Head sculpt's really nice overall. Solid Silverbolt. No complaints. Very excited to finish that set pretty soon. As far as the Superion bits go, I have not. It comes in package as just a massive brick of plastic. Um,
Battle
unlike
Embankment.
Motormaster, though, you know, Motormaster also came with a hunk of Minosaur.
That
This
was in the form of a
feels
trailer, though.
in the form exactly. It was something. It was a thing, and it actually felt less substantial than this. Like this is just a big old wad of plastic. Serves really no purpose. There is a very obligatory base mode, kind of like where it barely changes form from this brick. So basically, it's like a barricade for Silverbolt to stand behind with his gun. Um, it's it's where $60 of this went, $65 of this went. And Matt, you're right on the money. Unlike Motormaster, where it was a thing, you know, it actually had like a mode and a purpose. This really does not. So it's awkward. It really kind of shows the awkwardness of and the limitations of this strategy and this approach to combiners, where not every combiner leader is going to have a way to hide or give use to the combiner bulk. And
And
Silverbolt's kind of guilty of that for sure.
maybe that's why we're getting Voyager, Brawl, and Swindle for the Bruticus set, so they don't have to do that to Onslaught as much.
Yeah, I would think that's probably at least part of it. You know, like when they were done with Silverbolt, they were kind of like, yeah, this is a little rough. This comes across a little rough. But you know what? Overall, I think he's good. I think it's pricey, but he's a solid Voyager Silverbolt. And I'm not one of the people that will like form the combiner or stand up Superion and then add things as I go. I'm one of those people that only form my combiner once I have all 5 or 6 components.
That's because
So
you do it correctly, John.
Huh.
it's because I have delayed gratification. I'm disciplined. I try. But yeah, no, he's I think he's good. He's solid. He's fine. He's fine. They landed the plane, so to speak, with him. And other than that screw falling out, I think no other QC issues, which is good.
I think that just
And
means he's
yeah,
a
I'm
Boeing
pretty happy.
product.
What was that, Chris?
I think that just means he's a Boeing product if a piece mysteriously falls out.
Edit-
Yeah,
edit point?
yes. It's social commentary, if anything. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I got. That was the only Transformer I got this week.
Cool. Chris, what'd you get?
So on the other side of the page, I got the Constructicon Commander 2-pack. So you know how John was talking about how Silverbolt comes with 6 pounds of plastic that barely does anything? This comes with, I measured it, 294 grams of plastic that literally doesn't do anything when it's not being Devastator parts or being pulled behind long haul.
Not even a battle embankment. Wow.
No, it like you plug on all the extra Devastator parts from the set and you're done with it. So like it's a weird little trailer thing with 2 missile launchers on top, but it does not turn into anything other than this or shorts. Yeah, I have to tell you, I'm feeling kind of disillusioned with this set in the realization that this ultimately $60 worth of toys I paid about $100 for after tax, not even factoring in like shipping to get this online. Like the the Devastator shorts are by far the most massive plastic in this set. This is 294 grams. Hook is 172 grams, and long haul is 184. So, like, this outweighs them by a significant margin. It is more than 1/3 of the plastic mass of this set. And unless you're making Devastator, it just goes off to the side and does absolutely nothing. It's actually kind of infuriating to me. Hook and Long Haul are very much in line with like Scrapper and Bone Crusher for being rather basic and a bit slight for the size that they're being sold at. Like if you assume these are supposed to be equivalent to Voyagers, I think Scrapper almost justifies being a Voyager a little bit more in terms of functional engineering level. Because like Hook, Matt, you'll love this. Hook is basically just a Combiner Wars aerial bot, but as a crane. The transformation steps are basically entirely the same as transforming one of those aerial bots.
He struck me as being pretty close to the Combiner Wars version, like most of the Constructicons do.
Yeah, it's like it's smaller and does not feel as like involved or like there's just something about these that does not feel like they're living up to what they're supposed to be. Like this is something at one point I would have expected to buy as a slightly smaller deluxe. Now, bear in mind, I'm talking like, back in 2010 when deluxes were a fairly different animal, but like, there's not anything to Hook in particular that feels like, oh yeah, this is at least a hot rod level Voyager. Like, it's that size, but it does not have that extra oomph to it to kind of justify being part of a higher price point. Long haul at least has like some volume to it. Obviously not so much mass because all the mass went into Devastator shorts. But like, yeah, long haul does borrow a fair bit from the visual interpretation of the Combiner Wars version. It kind of fuses that and the cartoon design a little bit more thoroughly. And like, I like the way long haul looks in robot mode. This is a really good middle ground between the physicality it needs to be part of Devastator while also kind of hewing toward what the Sunbow model looked like. It's definitely more functional than stylistic, but I like what it's doing. I've talked about this many times. Long Haul in the Combiner Wars set was my favorite reinterpretation of that set of Constructicons because it basically turned him into the Transformers version of the Juggernaut or the Blob, depending on your preferences. And like that felt like a really good fit for the character that literally is a dump truck. So I'm glad that there is some of that kind of carrying through here where he looks like he is the big heavy of the group. But at the same time, he is such a simple toy. I did combine my 2/3 of Devastator that I have so far, and the process of that, for the most part, works fairly straightforwardly. I like that the leg connection and the arm connection both involve deep recess slots that you put the toys through so that the connections between them, even without like a mechanical clasp on one side, like Bone Crusher, when he slots down to be an arm, is just open at the one end. Scrapper does get enclosed on the other side, but it's still a deep recess connection point, so it's going to be good and solid in there. I had the 66% Devastator standing firmly on its one Scrapper leg. Like, it can balance like that. The joints hold up really well. Like, I'm giving the Devastator shorts a lot of crap for being a big useless hunk of plastic in the set of two toys, but like for the thing that it's actually supposed to do, which is to be a big, robust, heavy set of ratchets for the purpose of supporting all of the weight of the combiner, it does that really well. The ratchet joints in here are very strong, very clicky, loud. You know that they're going to hold up over time just from the way they feel. It's not one of those, like, it's not a softer, gummier ratchet. There's actually like mechanical ratcheting stuff going on here versus just like bending plastic tabs to make the effect work. And like this locks into the underside of Long Haul very securely. Long Haul and Hook in their combiner states come together I could do with probably a more robust connection point between the two of them, but like the chest wing is also supposed to kind of fill in for some of that and make up some of the difference in that connection stability.
Hey, Chris, I'd like to point out that you were wrong. In the chat, we've found out Rusted Cross made a toilet out of the extra parts. So you can have a robot toilet.
Okay, so they come with their own porta potty.
Yes.
See,
They
if
are
they would have,
construction workers. That's very important.
if they would have just like explained that in the instructions, we could have avoided so much of this unpleasantness. No, but like the combiner parts are doing what they're supposed to do. The connection points for the Devastator combination, like I'm pretty happy with how they have engineered that. It was basically impossible to tell with just Bone Crusher and Scrapper, but like having this, I feel very confident that when Devastator is fully complete, it's going to be a really big, solid action figure that can pose, it can balance and hold its weight. The problem is that the midpoint of getting there is a $90 set of toys, $100 with tax with my local sales tax, that is two really measly, supposed to be Voyagers with a giant chunk of plastic that if you want to have just the Constructicons themselves on display, if you don't want to have Devastator built up, you've got 300 grams of plastic, the majority weight of this package just sitting off to a side somewhere. There is not even a battle embankment or a tiki bar, as Ness likes to call Silverbolt's add-on parts. Like, this just does nothing except that if you set up on end, apparently it's their porta potty, which, damn you for making me amused by this. Yeah, like, I said this when we recorded There Goes My Money this week, and I still kind of feel this way. I don't think that they, like, cheaped out on these on purpose, but at the same time, I feel like they got to a point and were like, okay, we need to find a way to get these the necessary structural Devastator parts in there. It's going to be hard to fit those at something like a leader price point with one of these. And at this point, if they're two in, the people collecting these are going to be over a barrel anyway, so they're just going to buy the set as we sell it regardless. And we ended up with a Commander class set of, when I opened the box, honestly, the thing is mostly empty air, that box. Like, the toys are just arrayed around the very edges, and the whole inside middle is basically empty except for, like, the wing parts and Hook's crane. This is the first Commander that I've bought where, like, I get the toys out and mess with them and feel like, why was this $90? Well, Devastator shorts and all the plastic in that is objectively why it's $90, but these toys don't make up for me, they do not make up a $90 balance of stuff in this set. Like, there's $60 worth of robot in here at most, and then the combiner parts. I wish so much that they could have done anything else with the Devastator shorts. If they could have just engineered it a little bit more for, like, long haul to wear it as a backpack where the Devastator forearms are like over the shoulder cannons or something. Just some way to integrate with the toys when the toys are individual things and not a 15-inch tall green combiner man. Like, there just need to be something more for this to feel like it was actually part of this package of toys and not a down payment on something you're going to have when you've spent another, $70 almost for the last two pieces of this to actually have a real use for this part. This is something that you kind of have to buy, but like as a commander package by itself, I don't see the value in buying this at all. And again, it's the first one of these commander class toys in 5 or 6 years of the price point being a thing where I have felt like I'm not getting my money out of it. And it was really disappointing to me. The toys are not bad, but they are just so underwhelming. They lack so much for being sold as a $90 thing. That's where I'm kind of stuck with them on it.
You do
So,
make
Chris,
me wonder if this would have been like a better option for like a HasLab, since it doesn't really fit.
I guess we'll
price
find out that
points
when
well.
Leo Kaiser comes out, won't we?
That's kind of what I was
Oh,
thinking too. You can make the same comparison with Leo Kaiser. Like, well, if they're all Voyagers, it would have been very hard to get that many Voyagers out in the same year.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of why we got this as a commander, because they were very motivated to have the whole Constructicon team in one product year, and that may have been the only way that they could get enough product slots to make that happen, especially since we've gone from a 4 per year wave setup to a 3 per year wave setup. Like, this may have been their only option to do that. Again,
Yeah.
Devastator shorts, they are big and heavy. They have to be for the style of combiner that they're wanting to do, and they've succeeded in making a pelvis and thighs piece that will give you a posable giant robot and not have a whole external frame system like Menastor, like Silverbolt does. And that's great. I think this is probably shades of what we can expect with Bruticus. Rather than a whole frame system, probably something more like shorts and probably a chest piece of some kind that facilitates the arm framework. But like, I don't know that we're going to see something Superion or Menasor like again. And I just really hope that they take a learning from how they had to handle Devastator's parts and figure out a way to integrate whatever Onslaught is going to have to pull around behind him, so that it is not just literally dead weight until you have the whole combiner team.
So, Chris, I think you really hit on something that resonated with me, and it's that I think, whether consciously or not, Hasbro lost with. It certainly sounds like they did it with Devastator. I think they for sure did it with Superion. They lost in doing this kind of tactic of having just varying degrees of the combiner taking up so much space and so much of the cost and tooling and all that. What they lost was the original concept of the combiners was that you had 5, 6, whatever transformers that were fully formed, very nice self-contained transformers, and as a bonus, like on top of everything, oh wow, they combine into a combiner. The combiner was like this extra layer. It was like this bonus. Oh, like, can you believe it? These robots do something more. And this system that they built makes everything an obligation to the combiner. Like,
yeah,
you have to buy everything. You have to invest in the combiner. Without like going all in for the combiner, the whole thing falls apart. The value falls apart. Some of the, the individual toys, some or all of them just kind of feel unjustified. Like everything is just hanging off the combiner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the opposite when that concept was originally, conceived 40 years ago, 45 years ago, 50 years ago. The super robot was the bonus. There was a cherry on top, but now
you could literally
it's the only thing.
Yeah, you could literally take 5 of them from different teams as long as one of them was the leader, and you could make your own super robot. They weren't tied to a specific combiner.
Especially
now that's all that matters is the super mode, the combined mode.
Especially when they started engineering the Scramble City teams in G1, like that was really focusing more on, you have these 5 individual toys and then the combined mode is a bonus, because you needed so few extra pieces to affect the combined mode. I mean, at least in this Devastator is fairly homaging the original, where there's a ton of extra parts that you have to assemble with these toys to actually make the combiner happen. But like, yeah, for Scramble City especially, I think they have lost the plot to a not small degree in the pursuit of, I don't even hate that their motivation here is built around having a stable, posable combiner, because like that's respectable. The Combiner Wars combiners were pretty posable in their own right. Stable, maybe not so much. Like you didn't have as much flexibility to pose them.
Their joints were not strong enough to hold
in general,
a lot of poses.
In general, no.
But it was a great start.
Yeah, and like, they weren't superposable as combiners, but I felt like it was a pretty happy middle ground between respecting the spirit of what those combiners were and the modern sensibility of posability that we'd come to expect in the toys since 1996 or what have you. So I wanted to point out in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, Ness said, "Okay, Exvee, now say all that again when the shorts are orange, and just damn you, sir, damn you."
Well, that won't be any time before 2027. We know that for
Yeah,
sure.
they said on the live stream that they don't have any Devastator box set planned. They did acknowledge the possibility of recolors, but there's not like box set plans set down at this point. Yes, Don, I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, two things I just want to point out. One, I think the problem with this set is the reason that those extra parts are so noticeable as not doing anything at that price because they're trapped into this price point. They could not get this out at a leader price point, and anything else, they would have had to add more stuff to the set to make the value seem to be there. So because they have this $89.99, $90 Commander price point, they have nothing below it. And the next thing up is Titan Junior, so to speak. So that I think that's part of the problem is they couldn't make it cheaper in that price point, and they wasn't enough to fill out. So it's more noticeable now because they couldn't make it into anything. The second thing is I really believe this Silverbolt could somehow, as Silverbolts usually do, I think Scattershot could come from some of the Silverbolt engineering because Silverbolt's battle embankment could become a frame that's Scattershot's third mode, which is the cannon. So I believe we'll see some of this Superion, at least the Silverbolt engineering.
I would like to see the Technobots get their own molds this time after they got.
Oh yeah, but I know. But
after they essentially got screwed over twice in Combiner Wars.
I agree, but I'm just saying, in my head, with what they can do with one mold becoming others, I think Scattershot could well be some DNA of it in this Silverbolt mold.
I mean, everything with a Combiner Wars Silverbolt retool, so why not have everything be
yes, and three of those retools were all Scattershot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing an alternate reality where we got a shelf forming set of leader class shorts.
I was thinking that too. Like the only other way I could see to make this happen would be to just release a package of shorts and hands and a chest wing all by itself as a Voyager, and just like nobody would buy it. The other thing I got, which I'm going to be generally more positive about, it was a gift from Brian off of my wish list, tfradio.net/Chris list. He got me Studio Series 86 Galvatron, which I'm very pleased with. Thank you so much, Brian.
Welcome.
This is, I mean, obviously this toy has been out for months now. This is not news by any stretch, but like this is such a pretty redeco. I was so grudgingly admiring it when we started getting like good pictures of it, because like I didn't want to buy another copy of this Legacy Galvatron mold. Like there's just so many of them already, but it looks so nice. I missed out when Walmart had this and some other leaders marked down to like $28. I did get Galaxy Shuttle and Overcharge during that time, so I didn't miss out completely. But like, if I caught it when they had the Galvatron, I would have bought that then. I'm really, really pleased to have this now. I haven't had time to transform it. I just opened it before the show, but like it feels really nice. There's no like evidence of the mold deteriorating any with this degree of uses so far. And like just for different iterations, there has been so many of these. Not to mention, I think the legacy version of Galvatron itself got run a couple of times anyway, just in the same deco. So like this mold has been around the block a few times, but it still feels as good as it did the first time, and the shoulders are assembled correctly too. So always a plus. So yeah, like basically it's going to come down to I'm going to have this. I'm going to have the Selects Toy Colors Galvatron, and like that's pretty much going to be it for me for this mold family, because that's all I really need out of this is those two versions of Galvatron. It's really good. It was a very nice palette cleanser after digging into the Constructicons yesterday and just generally feeling kind of like Oh, that's what I spent my $100 on. So thank you for that, Brian.
Welcome, welcome.
And that's all I got this week.
Cool. John, Chris, Don.
You're muted, Don.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian, for the Voyager Sentinel Prime. He'll go great with my Warrior class version.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing this guy in his hyper armor mode.
Happy birthday for that, and happy belated birthday, Chris. I don't think I got you anything. So
thank you
for your birthday last time. Trying to catch up.
Yeah. I haven't had I found him today at Target. I got Skybite. Have not had a chance to do anything with him other than take it out of the box and say, this looks pretty damn good. And
yeah.
That's all I want to say on that.
He is the greatest shark around.
He really is.
He is.
From Fans Hobby, I got Armor Eagle, which is their Pretender Metal Hulk.
Ooh.
Which I'm looking. This is the one that comes with all of the armor, so you can give him his armor Pretender mode. Not really the shell. Well, the shell look. He has the jet mode. He has the weapons and everything. So really looking forward. It's a Pretender, kinda. So
it's pretending to be.
It's pretending to be a good Pretender. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. And then I think Brian got this. So all I'm going to say is, I got this guy, and I'll let Brian talk about him.
Why don't you tell the listeners what it is?
I am, which I'm getting ready to do. I got this guy, which is Star Optimus or Star Convoy. But I think Brian got his, so I'm letting him talk about it.
I mean, you've probably both gotten just as far with opening it as each other, so I don't think it's going to matter who talks. Okay, I'm wrong.
Brian said he was getting his earlier
video
this week, so yeah, that's why I'm going to let him have the glory.
Cool.
The glory is yours, Brian.
Matt.
I am not going to let Brian have the glory because I also got Star Convoy.
Nice.
Absolutely love him. He is great. He is a pretty sizable figure. He is shockingly light for his size, though, because there is a lot of negative space, like his legs are actually hollow, but that is because you can actually fit the Micromaster trailers inside of them. They will fit quite securely, and his chest is hollow, as it's a compartment for Micromaster Hot Rodimus and the Zodiac, which I have in there. Really, like he's a good lots of good strong ratchets. Like you can put this guy in any pose, he is going to hold it. It's great. And right next to his right foot is a little trailer hitch, perhaps the sign of something to come in the future. Like we know they like to complete sets, and he is one of but 3 battle stars.
That would be grand, wouldn't it?
It would be grand.
Oh, that'd be grand.
Dag nabbit.
I get that reference.
Perhaps it is written in the stars, but
yes, Gary.
Yes. And little micro air quotes Micromaster or core class Hot Rodimus is just absolutely delightful. He is great. Love him. I got him stuck on the top of the Micromaster trailer here with the cannon. It's a pretty good callback to his G1 form of his trailer, where the cannon comes, or it splits open for his cannon embankment. But yeah, I am really happy with Star Convoy.
Matt, by chance, do you have the Sky Gary, the Sonicon version? Did you ever get one of those?
Yes, I do.
Does that trailer match that trailer? Do the two are they interchangeable? Is it that?
Oh no, these would be way bigger. This is like
Much
designed for
larger.
core classes, not Micromasters.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since you bring that up, it does have connection ports on the sides for connections with future Micromaster trailers. Should they come out in some other Titan Junior set that might be tangentially related to this?
What a grand idea.
Yes. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about him. Is just I really like him. Happy to have him. No notes, Hasbro. Good job.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Diecast, did you get anything? Do you also get
Yes.
stuff from Prime?
No, I got a story because I was traveling today, so I stopped at a couple Targets. The first Target I went to, I was looking for Earthspark Soundwave, and I got a consolation prize of Skybite, Voyager Skybite, because I was like, wait, they had Skybite and they had Heatwave. I think that's his name.
Now everywhere has a heat wave.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I didn't care for Heatwave, so I left him behind.
I
I
love
know a lot of
Heatwave.
people like it, but
I need
it's
to
just
get
not
that.
for me. It doesn't go anywhere on my shelf. Skybite is really big for a Voyager, and even when you take him out of the box, like it's impressive because he has all these extra parts that you have to put on him. He even has a sprue just for the two fins,
Pectoral
the
fins,
shark
yes.
fins. Yeah, and I was like, they must have just done that because that was the only thing on that sprue. So instead of just breaking it off, they just threw it in the box, which I thought was a neat little thing. I like him. I haven't transformed him yet, but he looks great. Target must have shipped like a Skybite to every store because I went into a couple other Targets and they all had Skybite. So then the second Target I went in looking for Earthrise Soundwave or Earthspark Soundwave. I'm sorry, I always get them confused. I found a hashtag, and actually on There Goes My Money yesterday, someone was talking about hashtag and saying it was really nice. I've had this figure in my hand a couple times and I never actually purchased it because it felt like I was really there for Soundwave. So the last Target I went to right by my house, the one that I always go to, I got Soundwave. So the most frustrating part is whenever this wave started to hit, Don, was it like 2-3 weeks ago?
You're muted, Don.
Yeah, longer than that. Probably at least a month and a half.
Okay,
Yeah, it's been a little
so
while.
they've had the same two Optimus Primes on the shelf at that store for at least a month. I'll say three weeks to a month. And it's one of those stores that you can never find anyone to help if you're not there Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So if it's like, you know, during the weeknight or weekends, you can't find anyone there to help you. So I finally found someone and I was, hey, I'm looking for this figure. Do you have more in the back? She was like, yeah, we have like 3 in the back. And I was like, okay, this is a figure I'm looking for, not expecting much because I figured that figure would be the one to go first. Well, it must have been that they just put the 2 Optimus Primes out and never put anything else out because she brought the other 3 out and it was like, the Terran Soundwave and a hashtag. So I was like, great, thank you. The Soundwave is what I was looking for. So, but it's probably been sitting in the back of my closest Target for a couple weeks now. So, but I'm happy to have it. There's really nothing bad to say about it. It took me a little bit to get it all tabbed in B2 bomber. Yeah, into B2 bomber mode. But it's super thin even with the robot underneath. The head's hidden. It's a really great figure. And it's only $20. So it's I really hope that they do a bigger distribution for this figure because obviously it is probably the last of the Earthspark figures. I don't know if there's any more waves. And really at this point, the only place you can pick it up is Target. So it's gonna be one of those really super hard to find figures.
I really hope that there will be a product segment in Cyber World where those molds will be able to fit in and they can do like a Sound Blaster version of it in that line. Like just get that out again in like the Sound Blaster and the Shattered Glass or electrostatic Soundwave colors, the white version. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be cool to see both of those.
I would buy those. They could they could make a slight remold and do Seekers in that, and I would buy every one.
Oh, see, I was thinking Blaster.
Well, no, that too, but just
Yeah.
it's just a great toy. It's a great toy, great design.
I think painting it black and getting a Sound Blaster out of that would be a really good use for that mold.
Yeah, that would be the best and most obvious thing to do with that form factor for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's all I got this week for
Cool.
Transformers.
Cool. Rob, what'd you get?
Got quite a few decent things here. Thank you to Matt for sending me Legacy United Chromia off of my Amazon wish list, tfradio.net/playlist.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. That is a really nice figure. I believe it's based on the animated Prowl mold.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have that, so this is my first exposure to that mold, and it is really, really nice. It's been bugging me since this came out what that head sculpt reminded me of, and I finally figured out it is Diana Ace from Mazinger Z. So
It is, isn't it?
yeah, like just that the shape is absolutely perfect, just like that like mohawky crest would just need to be a motorcycle, and it would be just about a perfect match.
That's been bothering me for 2 years.
But yeah, and the whole toy's a motorcycle, so there you go. But yeah, that is a really nice figure. Matt also sent me the 3rd volume of the Gundam Kukurstone's Island manga, which is, I think I've mentioned this before, that is so weird because, Kukurstone's Island was the episode of Gundam that was not released here in the US. That's because it was basically almost literally a filler episode that the staff was required to make in case they fell behind schedule. And they kind of all came to resent it because it was animated externally and was not really up to their standards. And, they kind of needed that episode space at the tail end of the series and didn't have it. So it's technically a spin-off of Gundam The Origin, but has nothing to do with the movie of the same name that is by the creator of Gundam The Origin and clearly falls into that continuity. So it is just kind of just this little like continuity hole that has nothing to do with anything. And on top of which it's actually pretty good. So, I'm happy to have that.
Gundam is so dumb.
Gundam is dumb. And also, Brian sent me off of my wish list, Leader Class The Fallen, which Megatron is The Fallen, just to specify it's the, Age of the Primes version. That's a really nice figure. Feels really substantial. It looks great. It is a very complex transformation. That is a process. I never quite got it aligned in tank mode to my satisfaction. Like there's just something, I'm sure there's just like things that are just that I was doing that just put things few millimeters off from where they should actually be. But, it looks great as a robot. It has a good pile of accessories. I cannot fault it for that. It was going to be a robot forever either way. So thank you for that, Brian. It is a really nice toy. So yeah, just like good stuff all around. And that is everything on topic that I have for this week.
Very cool. Okay. So I'm going to start 2 weeks worth. My favorite thing I got this week, Matt sent me this as a birthday gift, the Ferengi Rules of Acquisition.
Oh,
yeah. So
nice.
So I read this. This is the first book that I've read cover to cover in a while. Gotta admit. So, it still holds true 30 years later. It may be more true.
Absolutely.
It may be more important now than it was when this was new. So this is going on my desk at work, but
I only wish that it was a full and complete list, but it's just what they had at the time.
It's what they had at the time. It's not like there's much more now.
No.
Maybe someday we'll have an official complete list. Maybe. A couple other things. So I went to Ohio on the trip to go to Jungle Gems, which is like the country's largest grocery store. There's like a toy store inside, so I bought a few things. I got you guys some stuff there too that I need to mail you. But in it, I picked up from Ty, the Beanie Baby people. I didn't know these existed. Bouncing Transformers balls. So there's like a Megatron head that bounces. It's like fuzzy. There's a Bumblebee. And they have like cat ears, and I don't understand it. And there's an Optimus Prime. So I don't know if there's any more in this set, but, you know, I got it. Let's see here. So we talk about how Hasbro is licensing out all their crap and not making it themselves. Here's another example of that. These are called Pop Taters. It is, I guess it's like I don't know.
Is that the potato heads?
It's a potato head. It's like Optimus. It's not Optimus Prime. It's Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a second party Mr. Potato Head. No, I guess
No,
It's
third party.
official third party Mr. Potato
Yeah.
Head, Optimus Prime.
As the consumer, you are the second.
I'm the
party.
second party. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah. So it's weird, and I only got it because I've never seen these before. They also had like Ninja Turtle potato heads and stuff. It's in this like plastic cylinder style package with like
Who's the manufacturer of that?
it is. It's on here somewhere. SI.
I'm trying to remember if that's the people that also do the pop culture themed rubber duckies.
Possibly. Possibly.
It
For
sounds like it's
some
in the same
reason-
wheelhouse.
For some reason, I think it may be the people that did those G.I. Joe themed not Lego sets, but that's just I don't know why
Ooh.
that.
Oh,
Yeah. But sorry, I'm just also still fixated on the fact that, you know, the Optimus Prime now has two distinct potato identities.
At least two. Like there's an Optimus Prime, there's this, and there's like at least one other. There
There
are a
was
couple
a movie themed one too, wasn't
Yeah, I don't think they're all Optimus Prime. So
there? No. So yeah, like that is just weird.
yeah. Also at Jungle Gyms, I picked up my first classic class blockies. My first of two, I guess, technically. So I got Optimus Prime. Is this Optimus Prime or is this actually does it even say?
Optimus Prime or Ape Link, who can tell the difference?
Optimus Primal. The text is so small. But there's way more sprues in this than I was expecting. I was thinking it might be something closer to like a Yellow Park at this scale. No, there are a ton of sprues. Also Sentinel Prime. So
Nice.
I don't know when I'll ever put them together, but I got them. Let's see here. What else?
I mean, you're not a true middle-aged collector until you have a pile of unbuilt model kits of some stripe.
Right?
Yeah.
Rob has his towers of Gundams. I got a ton of Mega Block stuff that I'm probably never going to actually build. Now you're doing it with blockies. It's just the circle of collector life.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the Mega Blocks too, so you know.
Okay, fair enough.
I have the stacks of Gunpla, the stacks of Mega Blocks, and clearly a problem.
Yeah. I have a ton
Yeah.
of Lego sitting around.
And a ton of problem.
Yeah, and a ton of problem. I've got a ton of the what are they called? My brain isn't working. The gum kits from Japan, kabaya.
Oh, the Kabayas.
Yeah, I've got a ton of kabaya. So on my birthday this past year, Don had sent out that there was a sale at Surigaya for 20% off and free shipping, which was probably the worst possible news I could have gotten that day.
Yeah.
So
I was so happy to see that.
yeah. So in that, I bought too much stuff. So there's like I didn't have this one. I think it's like 10 or 15 years old. It's Ultra Magnus Kabaya kit. It's still sealed, so
Oh.
the gum is in there, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So
Please do not try to chew that gum.
more on that later.
Oh, no.
Let's see here. What else is in it?
The gum was bad the day it was made.
He did
It-
try
yeah.
like 40-year-old baseball card chewing gum that one time.
You know, that's true.
Let's see here. There's also in it. I might be confusing I might be confusing a recent Mandarake order as well, but in it also I believe there is a Megalligator, which of course is the KB Toys exclusive Megatron, but this one from Beast Wars, but it's the Beast Wars second version, so it's in a box. Let's see here.
Is that the green
It's a
version
green-
or the purple?
The green version, the purple version is carded.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Auto Jetter from Beast Wars 2nd. So I didn't have that. The versus set of Transmetal Waspinator versus Transmetal Cheetor from Metals.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I've seen all that came from Shigaya, right, Brian?
Yeah.
I've seen that on my listings several times when I've been looking for stuff, and I'm glad someone got them while they were on sale because they were all nice pieces.
Oh, yeah. I remember what else I got. I got some stupid stuff here in a second. I also got a mitten box. Those are all mitten box. I pretty much, when I buy from Japan, I only get mitten box. I don't want to get something loose. I also got the metallic version of Robot Masters Low Convoy. Which,
Ooh.
yeah. So,
Oh, nice.
I think that's the version I have.
Did you get it from me? Didn't you get one of those from me?
No, I got that from somebody on Allspark. I can't remember who
Okay.
it was.
Yeah, because I did not have the metallic version of it. Two more things. They go together. These are the Synergex, right? No, T-Spark. It's the Mechagodzilla Optimus Prime, which I have not opened.
I had those in my cart like a half dozen times while that sale was going on. And then I saw the G2 Dinobots and I thought, yes.
And I also got Godzilla Megatron. So the thing is, I was thinking originally, hey, is this like the Shin Godzilla? It's not. But it's like, is this Shin Godzilla? Like, why would Megatron be Godzilla and not Convoy or Optimus Prime? Because in my mind, Godzilla is like the hero. But it is Megatron. So I guess that means
Megatron's been a T-Rex before.
Yeah, I guess, but it's G1 Megatron-ish. I guess I just don't understand Godzilla like I thought.
I don't understand these crossovers, so there you go.
Yeah, it should have been Hanna-Barbera Godzilla anyway.
Oh, yeah. The two more
I
things.
mean, that would fit the theme of it basically, wearing a Halloween costume with his own name on the chest. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other two things I got at Jungle Gyms that I forgot about, like in their toy store, these metal signs, these will go up in my office when I have the new office, metal sign of Autobots and Decepticons. So they'll just look nice on shelf. They were like $5 each.
And then you can get those Symbio Studios throw pillows for the couch in your office.
The futon, if people watching the video, the futon behind me will be in the office when I change location, so I'll definitely have that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Did I get anything else on the trip? No. Okay. So on the last podcast I was on, I think week before last, I was beckoned to buy this Marco the Gorilla Animorph. So that came.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's one. That's one of the better ones. That one and Jake the Bear are two of the better ones.
Yeah, it'll never get open.
What about Jake the Snake?
He's not a great person.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting to the nitty gritty, closer to it.
I can't believe we haven't even gotten into ham sandwiches yet.
I know, right? So I shouldn't. Yeah. So like I'm narrowing my collection. It's hard to tell, but I'm narrowing my collection to the things that I want to complete and the things I don't. So again, G1, G2, Beast Wars, etc. So Robot Masters is in there. So is Transformers Universe. And something I didn't have is the Overbite and Repugnus set. Yeah. Yeah, didn't have that. Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah, so Diecast had given me a bad idea. Also, in the last episode, I wasn't here. The deepdiscount.com. So I got the Triple Takeover set and the Autobot bridge set.
Oh, so they showed up.
They did show up, like, very quickly.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good price on those.
It really was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We already know I've got Star Optimus Prime. Let me give you my thoughts on that real quick. I don't love it like Matt does. I like it. So I have a unhealthy fascination or appreciation of the G1 Star Convoy. Matt, do you have the G1 Star Convoy?
No, I have a reissue of it.
Okay. Hey, it's virtually the same except for the crest is gold. I prefer the crest being yellow, but it's gold. and it's not a great toy, but I love it. So obviously the vehicle mode is crap. The base mode is crap. The robot mode is crap. I really bought it. I really bought it for the MicroMaster Hot Rodimus. And the core class Hot Rodimus that came with this is really like a spiritual successor to that MicroMaster Hot Rodimus. But to me, it loses something by adding like the extra articulation and everything.
Yeah, he has elbows now.
Yeah, like there's just something. Again, my issues with Star Convoy is that he's also not the G1 toy. So the ratchets are stellar. They are just, they feel, they're, I mean, it sounds good. It feels good. It holds the pose as well. And that is just so the antithesis of the original toy. There are no poses to hold. Like
because he had no points of articulation.
He had his arms. So
you don't need points of articulation, just a good strong motor.
He had a good so and that goes also. So this loses the tank treads.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have rubber non-motorized tank treads. Like that would, like, for what I paid for this, it was $150. And it's
I was willing to forego that, but just knowing that they would eventually fall apart.
My G1 hasn't.
Fair. If they were to manufacture them out of flexible silicone, they would probably hold up for years and years.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's pretty. It holds poses, but it also loses a little bit in translation. Like I don't know. I mean, it's going to look great on my shelf. And if we ever get like Sky Gary or Grandis or anything else, it'll look nice with those. And like I have the G1 toy and I have the reissue. Like, so I don't, it's not like I need another one. It's just something is not quite right.
On some level, a HasLab Grandis would be the funniest thing.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, did you have the issue where the chest windows aren't settled right?
It looks fine to me. Like I don't have that level of attention to detail unless
I know that's like a pretty common thing. Mine came like offset a little bit. It's just 3 screws, and then you like take the piece out and set it in there correctly and screw it back down.
Cool. Okay. So I got Star Optimus Prime. I like it. I don't love it. Like I was thinking, man, this for a commander, this is great. And I'm like, no, wait, Titan. It's $150.
Oh, he's way bigger than a commander.
He's way bigger than a commander, but he's also simpler. Much simpler than most of the commanders as well.
Okay,
again,
so go ahead and finish.
I was gonna say again, Star Convoy. You don't need to get too complicated here.
Yeah, I know. But
so Brian, I know you have firsthand experience handling a G1 Overlord. Having handled the Star Convoy and everything that it is for its price point, do you think they could do justice to G1 Overlord?
No.
Making a new one at this price point?
No.
Okay, that's pretty much all I needed.
If they were going to do Overlord, I would want them to go HasLab.
Yeah, they'd have to go HasLab.
You know what? That's fair, and I would be on board for that too.
It's not like he has any repaint potential anyway. Just go HasLab.
So if it could be a $200 Titan, and they could do it probably, but like 150, they're not going to.
Like 2 commanders and the Power Master engines and maybe a Brownie micro. I don't know.
It's not gonna. It doesn't quite compute. Let's see here. What else did I get? It's a couple other things. I got I went to the toy department, which is like the cool store there in. We actually almost went there for Don's bachelor party, which didn't happen. And I really loved it. It's the new location, and I was blown away the last time I was there. I really was going for G.I. Joe. I wanted to see G.I. Joe stuff, and unfortunately I went the week before Joe Fest, so they had emptied out a lot of their vintage G.I. Joe stuff. So I didn't get that, and I have more boxed G1 stuff than I did the last time I was there, so I was not quite as blown away by it, but they still had quite a few things. But as I'm trying to finish out my G1, like I guess the big gap that I have right now for American stuff is Pretenders, so I got a couple of those. I got a Submarauder, little submarauder there.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a boxed landmine. And I'm not certain if I have landmine. I know I don't have the American version. I might have it Japanese, but I really love the way that the Pretenders boxes look. I think they just look striking. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, they have Pretenders in them.
That's
all the more reason to leave them sealed.
Yeah, and I'm not going in any particular order. I think the best thing I got there, and I'm getting a repro bubble for this, but it is a boxed G1 Jazz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Neat.
Nice.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I got the boxed Blur. The repro bubble for that came, and it looks so good in the box. So I already ordered the repro bubble for this, and I'll have it next week. So excited about that. Something I got at Mandarake. I'm seriously almost done. Something
it's fine. It's only almost 10:20.
Yeah, I know. God, it is.
It's your show. You can go as long as you want.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true. Also, thank you, JD, for costing me this money. I also got, I saw it on Mandarake, and whenever I see something like this pop up, I always jump on it because I knew somebody else was going to get it. I got the boxed, mint box. It's not sealed, but I got the, almost hate to say it out loud, but I got the Kiss Players cassette 3-pack. Which, I mean, this sells really, this always sells quickly, so I wanted it, so I got it.
Yeah, I mean, Kiss Players, say what you will. I would love to have those cassettes myself.
And Kiss Players Position, which is the second year branding that's from, is very much not the same thing as Kiss Players, the infamous first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's sad, Brian, is this other set, the orbs, the spark orbs or whatever they are, those are impossible to find for.
Those were just further recolors of the Egg Beast, right?
Yeah, but they were the last set I saw was $750.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the coolest thing I got this week was, and I love it when I get something that already comes in a plastic box, so I don't have to get it do it myself. It is a boxed G1 Japanese white Astrotrain.
Oh, damn!
Very nice.
Yeah. So I know that. Spider Bob had found one at a flea market loose, and he's like, I don't know quite what this is. I know exactly what that is, and I wanted it for years. And I had the reissue, but having the G1 version box is pretty cool. So I got that.
Now you just need the eHobby Astro animation Astrotrain.
I might have it. I'm not certain. I might have it. I need to go check. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think that's one of couple of 2 or 3 of the eHobby G1 toys that I don't have.
You have the best Astrotrain, which is Safety Astrotrain.
Safety Astrotrain is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, that's what I got this week. Let's jump to ham sandwiches, the off-topic portion of what we got this week. I'm going to start because I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to do this and step away. No, I didn't get a whole lot, but I got... I'm not even going to show it, but it's the Air Eagle. It's funny that they use Eagle for this and the Iron Eagle Fans Hobby third-party Skyhawk. So I'm dabbling in that. I will show it off next week, but I have the Tiger... Air Tiger, Tiger Eagle, whatever the hell they call it.
That's scaled for G.I. Joe classified.
It's scaled for classified, yeah. Scaled for classified.
Yeah.
And I have the other one, local friend picked it up. I just haven't had a chance to connect with her. She got it at Joe Fest this weekend from the Chosen Prime, so I'll have it next week. So I didn't know this until today. So I sent a picture out to our text thread, and John pointed out that it can be assembled like the Skyhawk. So the way that it comes is that the thrusters are below the wings, and you can actually do it the correct way. And Don said that Hasbro sent Fans Hobby a polite letter, which I laughed out loud when I read that, they were getting too close to the to the look. So I don't think mine is assembled the official way, and I don't think I can get the wings off without breaking them, so I'm not going to try. But when I assemble the Tiger Force version, I'll assemble it the correct way. So I got that. And did I get anything else? I don't normally go into this, but I'm so excited about this. One of my absolute favorite movies is Tombstone. And the 4K Steelbook came out. And I could not get it originally. It was going for like over $100. I checked again after a few weeks, and the price had settled back down closer to retail. So I have that, and I'm going to be watching it this weekend. It's one of the few movies that I know word for word, which is annoying watching it with me.
I still need to see that.
Don, come to my house this weekend. Come over Sunday. We'll watch it with Triplet.
I was gonna say, like, if I'm ever gonna watch that movie, I'm going to like make the effort to go to Brian's house and watch it with him.
Yeah.
Because like that must be the true experience of watching Tombstone.
Yeah,
genuinely.
So I'm going to get a little sappy here, but two things. One, I would watch this every Thanksgiving. But so my brother, the one that passed away back in winter, he had years ago he had shaved his mustache he'd shaved down to like the Wyatt Earp mustache which was wonderful. It looked great, but so there's like not spoilers, but everybody in the movie Tombstone, they're dead because it was over 100 years ago. So when Doc Holliday, the last time that Doc Holliday meets up with Wyatt Earp, it's in a sanitarium in a hospital. And Wyatt asks him how he's doing. He's like, I'm dying. And I have to say, when my brother called me to tell me that he had cancer, he's like, I'm dying. He just quoted Wyatt Earp, and it was funny. So kind of sad. But even like with a month left to live, my brother had a sense of humor about it, and he quoted Tombstone. Tombstone is that great of a movie. It's phenomenal. I love it. So pretty much my favorite film. It's awesome. So everybody should watch it. Don, come over and watch it with me. That's what I got off topic this week. Don, I know you got a lot of stuff, so you just spill to your heart's content. I'm going to walk away for like 5 minutes.
And don't forget to unmute first.
Yeah.
Okay, I did. I had to plug in, so I apologize for the buzzing. All right, got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna go through it really quick because I know we're running a little late.
Sure are.
Yeah. Random pickup. I don't care much for the Mutant Mayhem line because the faces just don't look right. But this is Cowboy Leonardo, and I love cowboy figures that can actually holster their guns. And the face sculpt is closer to what you would think of a regular turtle face would be. And it was the only one that targets head ever. Everything else is the other figures that I don't like. So I thought, hey, I'll pick this up for the no theme shelf.
So Don, in the Mutant Mayhem Cowboy subline, is there a Bebop figure?
No, this is Cowboy Leo, Astro Ralph, Beach Bum Mikey, and Donnie as Spock.
So there's no Cowboy Bebop.
No, there's not. Yes. No, there is not. No. But yeah, but you did spike that one. You spiked that joke very well.
Here's a missed opportunity, really.
Yes. I picked up 3 of these. The Reaction Plus Python Patrol Cobra Bat. I sold 2, and I made enough profit for this one to have like $5 in. So I figured it's Python Patrol. It'll look great on the card. Why not?
Do you factor in eBay fees on those?
Yeah.
On those? Okay.
Yeah.
On the back end.
Yeah. So basically, I got enough. This is like, well, it's maybe $6.50 instead of $20. So, but I think it's worth that just to look there, hang and be pretty. So there's that.
If reactions were $7 each, normal price, I would get some here and there just to have as wall hangers. Yes, like that's perfectly reasonable. Maybe not the legwork you had to do to make that happen in that case, but otherwise.
Right. I picked up a couple of things while traveling. I'll explain that here in a bit. I got the very hard to find, as of right now anyway, the new Superman movie, Mr. Terrific, because I've always liked Mr. Terrific. I think he's swell.
He's terrific, you mean?
Yes. And I picked up the Silver Age Many Lives of Superman because having a Superman with a lion head and claws is pretty awesome. I didn't realize I needed this in my life till I saw it. And I think it's really neat.
Silver Age Superman stuff is just so entertainingly ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's got like a regular head, and then he's got like a big brain, like from the Cage from Star Trek TOS.
I don't think he's a Telosian, Don.
Well, that similar aesthetic. I think I have one of these, but I don't know what box is in. so I bought another one just in case because she's so rare. X-Men 97 Rogue.
Nice.
If anyone's trying to find her, check my timeline on Twitter. I posted a picture of the only tag that I saw for her at 6 Targets while traveling last weekend. So, and also do not go by the inventory checkers because it said my store had none and they had this one in the back. So if you've been trying to find her, look at my timeline on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.
That's
And
great, Don. Now you should watch the show.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
It's been over a year, Don.
I'm
Are they
busy.
still? Are they still? Are they still working on the second season?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I can't believe it's been a year already.
I think
Yeah,
it's,
seriously.
I think it's due out sometime in 2026.
It's a shame.
I picked this up today. It was sort of a whim. I'm not sure I'll keep it or not. I got Masterverse Fisto version 2. I'm going to compare it to the earlier version, see which one I like better. But it's the first new Masterverse I've seen other than that Evelyn a few weeks ago in forever that wasn't Flying Fist He-Man. Getting on with some Joes and such. My wife got these for me today at the bin store. It's a set of acrylic risers. She got 2 sets for $5. There's 3 of them.
Nice.
So I think that'll be some nice accessories for my figures. I had one of those Walmart $5 review code coupons, and I found a seller selling 3D printed G.I. Joe classified stands. I got 50 for $10 with free shipping after the coupon. So I figured that would be the best way to get and they're black, so they'll blend with the shelves. I got Blowtorch from G.I. Joe Classified. I've always liked Blowtorch. I don't know why the Firefighters has always been one of my favorites, but he's always had the best look to him. So I've got him. I got the Darklon, who I'll be honest, I have no idea who this is. He just looks cool.
He worked for Destro.
Oh, he did? Okay. All right. So
That's the toy John was describing last week.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I got the Frag Viper, which I kind of wish they had put the helmet on him because my man looks not all that well.
It looks awful without the mask.
Yeah, it does look awful. He looks like a robot from. I think it reminds me of the look of Tron, something from Tron, along those lines.
RoboCop.
Yeah, thank you. One of the prototypes that killed themselves. And Shop updated. They gave me $5 worth of money as they're want to do, and with what I already had sitting there, I had enough to cover the shipping anyway. So I got Valaverse, I got the Arctic Trooper, and the extra bonus gear was on clearance for $5. So I got me an Arctic Trooper to sort of go with everything, and the bonus gear from Vala. Hank. As I posted on my Twitter, I went to a random hobby store while we were traveling, while my wife was in Gabe's. She loves Gabe's. I don't really care for it. And I saw this. This is the first time in almost a decade I've seen it at retail, the Gundam Trion 3 kit that I never got because I was waiting for the Solar Chigoken. And this literally is the first and only kit I've seen at retail in almost 10 years.
Nice.
So I went ahead and it was like $36, $37 with tax. So I've got that. Will it be put together anytime soon? Probably not, but I have it and I'm happy. The last 2 things I got. This is Brian's fault, but I had to buy it for the honor of Grayskull.
Oh, nice.
It's a
Cool.
It's a Barbie collection as She-Ra.
I went to go buy it like 5 minutes after they posted it, and it was gone.
Yeah,
wow.
that's why I got 2. Because well, yeah, because
Nice.
there is no really great.
Now we know why you couldn't get one, Brian.
I was getting one for my
Yeah.
daughter, by the
Yeah.
way.
No,
But, I mean,
I'm not amazed that you bought 2. I'm amazed that it's sold out within 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, well, see, it's the anniversary of She-Ra, and a lot of these Mattel Barbies, a lot of them are very low numbers compared to what else they made.
There are a good number of Barbie collectors out there.
Yeah.
So I bought this more because it's She-Ra, because there's just not that much She-Ra stuff out there that's good, and it looks more like She-Ra than it does Barbie.
Don, if you want to
So-
flip that, it's selling for like hundreds of dollars on eBay.
Oh wow.
Depends on what I need to pay for, because I did bookmark that GoBots cat laser gun, so I have to think about that.
I'm seeing it sell for north of $200, close to
Okay.
$300.
Whoa.
Cool.
I thought, Don, I thought you bought the second one explicitly to flip. That's
No.
how I
Oh
interpreted
dear God,
that.
this one sold for $400, Don.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don's
Oh.
listing it now.
Check the eBay listings, Don. Check.
I think I'm definitely, because I do want that GoBot ray gun. The
For,
last thing
for our patrons, this is an exclusive look at Dynanomics in process.
Yes.
All right. Now, the very last thing I got was a gift from my wife for my birthday. I got a knife. No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I forged a knife.
Oh, cool.
Oh, neat.
My wife bought me a forging experience in a town in North Carolina called Ruffertherton.
I know where it is, Don. I know where it is.
Thank you.
I know where to say it.
Yeah, it's about an hour outside of Shelby. It's a forge run by a gentleman who won his episode of Forged in Fire that he appeared on. And I forged the knife from a railroad spike.
Oh, neat.
Yep. But he showed us how to do the widening the blade, lengthening the blade with the power hammer. We got to design our knife. I kind of did a slightly drop point. I was kind of go for a Bowie look, but I didn't quite get there. I've watched a lot of Forged in Fire. He did do some of the trim work and the grinding, because we did sign a waiver. But again, 4 people, I have the least amount of experience of the 4. Because some
I should
other
hope
people,
you signed a waiver as many times as you told us you failed high school shop class.
yes,
I
yes.
know.
But one of them was a welder inspector, so he's worked with metal all his life. And then the other 2 people had done this before in other experiences. But yeah, so we just twisted the railroad railroad spike while the metal was still really hot. Got the twist pattern, so we didn't do an actual handle, but we have one,
Don.
so to speak.
Don,
That is so cool.
that is so cool,
Yes.
Don. Will it keel?
Will it kill? I don't know, but it shaves well. No, just kidding. But it's a treasured memento from my wonderful, loving, and excellent wife.
She made
Anani-
him buy the thing that she will use to murder him one day.
Anani
Possibly.
TF says,
I think that's reserved for you, Diecast.
Yeah.
I really do.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anani TF says, the effort fueled by rage for Diecast.
No, I have 28 years with my current retail company. I have
That's fair.
I have a lot of demons to excise. So
Yes,
that's,
Hasbro is a retail company, Don.
yes.
Yes.
So this was a wonderful experience. I got to quench it. I got, like I said, designed everything mostly. It was mostly what I wanted to get. So this is something I will treasure for my wife forever.
So you didn't get to do
You know-
like Damascus or anything?
No, I was afraid they was going to have us do like, well, you can do canister Damascus. It's like, no, I don't know what to do. Now, if anyone's interested in this, it's called Night Owl Ironworks in Ruffertherton, North
Rutherfordton.
Carolina. It was a 3-hour class. I think it was like $125, I think.
Wow,
Nice.
that's really
So-
reasonable.
And they have other classes as well, with that longer, more extensive classes where you
Mhm.
actually would do a handle and more detailed stuff. So check them out. He was very helpful. And like I said, he was on Forged in Fire. He won his episode, and Doug Baker actually contacted him and wanted to give him, they keep the winning weapons. He actually got his back from Doug Baker.
Neat.
No,
I've got to
Was it-
say, like,
who was it? Ben?
We're getting
Anyway,
live
one
updates
of the
from Don's wife here.
judges gave him back his axe.
So I'm gonna say, like, Don literally forging a knife for himself was not on my 2025 bingo card at all.
Yeah.
No.
So
No, seriously, Don, that is so cool.
yeah, I hope to go back and maybe do one of those other classes with Richard, who was one of my groomsmen, down the road. But this is
What's the place called again, Don? So
Night Owl Iron Works.
like you totally drove past me to go there. So like,
well, we went down the back way, and if we hadn't done that, I wouldn't have found the hobby shop that I found Trion 3 at. So,
Okay.
It kind of worked out that way. But yeah,
What he's saying is he values his Gundam kit over
I-
seeing you.
yeah, that's fair. That's fine. I do too. I get it.
Oh yeah, and on the way back the other way that we didn't come down, we found that Pizza Inn in Shelby.
Yeah.
So what he's
Pizza Inn
saying is
sucks.
he values Pizza Inn over seeing
I've
you.
been to that Pizza Inn. It kind of sucks, Don. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's better than the last one I went to that wouldn't take special requests for the buffet and would not make my bacon cheeseburger. No,
Don,
no onion.
Don.
And,
the
and they wouldn't put chili on the hamburger either.
Don, the place we need to go to, the best pizza buffet I've ever been to, is Rockin' Oven Pizza in Conover, North Carolina.
Okay, I tell you what.
Come visit. Like you, me, Triple, and Triple will go. Like we'll play pinball and we'll eat pizza, and it's great.
That
See,
sounds-
and I just got a stupid idea that the next time I go to Louisiana, I want to like set aside a day to go to the west part of the state where I saw that there is multiple locations of Mr. Gaddy's still in operation, which was when they had them here in Tennessee was my favorite pizza buffet. So like we've all got our weird nostalgia things that we want to excise.
Yeah, and that is. Did I mention that I got heavy duty last week? Because I don't remember.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
All right. And that's
That's good
all.
because I don't remember either.
Yeah, that's all I got off topic.
Okay, cool. Rob, did you get anything?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. First off, I forgot to mention in the on topic part of the show, somebody else got me something off my Amazon wish list. Colin Morris got me the Gundam Infinity Death Scythe figure. That is the kind of MS and action scaled line that was created to go with Gundam Breaker Mobile. I think that's the last mold I needed from that. It only lasted like 2-3 waves, so I'm not quite complete on that, but I'm closer than I ever expected to be. So really appreciate that. Beyond that, I got the figurized standard model kit of the main character from Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux. The important takeaway here is that it comes with her Haro. It comes with the beanie that Haro wears, and I'm pretty sure you can swap it between the two of them because her head is also perfectly round. So yeah, looking forward to building that kit. Also, I'm getting the Red Gundam tomorrow. That goes first, so I'm just waiting. And lastly, I bought the game Lies of P for the PlayStation 5. It is a independent Souls-like game based vaguely on the original Pinocchio story. And I bought it because in celebration of it selling 3 million copies, the publisher gave everyone in the company $7,500, 2 weeks paid vacation, and a Switch 2, which is well above the industry standard reward for getting a hit game of Fired. So I felt like that was worth supporting. So I bought that game, and that is everything I got this week.
Chris?
No.
John?
Nope.
Matt?
Nope.
Oh, also Fist of the North Star Volume 17. Just one
cool.
more. Comes out
Cool.
in September. Hooray.
Cool. Diecast.
Yeah, I got a very boring dial tone.
It's dial tone. He's boring.
G.I. Joe classified
Silence.
dial tone.
Silence is one of my favorites.
I love him too.
He
But like
is-
dial tone, mainframe. I mean, God, even most of the G.I. Joe characters are kind of boring, honestly.
I mean, I don't know
Hawk.
dial tone, but going from the look,
You don't know dial tone.
he's French. Is he French?
No.
No.
Why would he be French?
He
You don't-
looks French.
Have you ever watched G.I. Joe?
Because he has a mustache and he's wearing a beret.
Oh.
Have you ever watched G.I.
offensive.
Joe?
He's the communications expert for GI.
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah, I've watched G.I. Joe. I don't remember that much of it.
Well, he is
but
boring, but he. Okay.
Has kind of a high nasally voice.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing which is related, but I forgot to mention it, I did get the Optimus and Starscream Hearts of Steel 2-pack, the replacement from Hasbro, since my Starscream was missing a foot fin.
Nice.
So they had to ship me a whole new set of figures because the one figure was missing a little fin.
Well, I'm glad they got it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's
yeah.
the only thing they can do. It's not they don't really have infrastructure for spare parts.
Right. It's a shame though. I kind of feel bad, but
That is one of the like uniquely odd experiences of BotCon that I kind of miss being a thing, where like they had
parts box.
the info desk with the parts boxes where you could go and get your defects worked out. Never gonna have that again.
Never
Yep.
gonna
So
have that
weird.
again.
yeah, never say never. There's a
I
lot of
guess.
things.
Never say never again.
There's a lot of things up in the air. I mean, someone may be looking, that sounds right up his alley. Whatever his name is, to license out a Transformers convention, because it'll just make, they'll have to pay the licensing fee.
Cool. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Well, I want to thank our
Oh, blessed be, we're finally done.
I know, right? Thank you, JD, for this.
And thank you, patrons, for hanging in there with us and helping support the show being 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
To this point. I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons of Radio Free Cybertron get an ad-free version of Radio Free Cybertron. You get it a day early at a higher bit rate with the complete What We Got This Week segment, which was long this week. The whole show is long, which includes the non-Transformers bits. You get the weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast, which we didn't have last week because of technical issues. But if we have one, you get it. You get unedited episodes of RFC exclusive to patrons. If there are edits that are like, there's some like quality of life edits that are going into this episode, like people talking over to each other and stuff. You don't get that because why would you want it? But like if Don says something controversial, actually Chris said something controversial that I'm not going to include in the Patreon version either.
I dispute whether that's actually controversial.
They have more lawyers than I
Same.
do. They have more lawyers than I do, and that's what's important.
Fair.
Yeah, so I have one lawyer, and she's not on retainer. I know her, and I have to pay her money.
That's the same way my family has a lawyer.
Yeah, I
We
know.
just know a guy.
I know a person, and I have to pay her. Yeah, so she's not. Yeah, so but yeah, if they're major edits and it's like Don Goes Crazy or something, the patrons will get that as an exclusive version. You get There Goes My Money a week early, and I'm going to post the new episode of There Goes My Money. Well, not the one that was recorded yesterday, but the one
The
prior.
June 10th episode.
Yeah, the June 10th episode. That's going to get posted here before you hear this in the podcast feed.
I'll try to get the 24th episode out fairly soon here too.
Actually, cool. If you want to get it over to me quick enough, I can have I can do like the June deal, but we'll see. People listening will know already whether that happened or not. Patrons.
I'm expecting not.
I'm expecting not. Patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money, and touch patrons. I am so tired. Get to be mentioned on the show each week, and are listed at tfradio.net/credits. And those people.
It is 10:45 p.m. Eastern time right now, so there's very good reason for this.
Yeah, Kevin Dorsey, Sent the Proto, Mollis Koenig, Daniel Scott, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, Trickster, Here's Why It's Cool, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, and I Need to Fix the Capitalization, Spider Bob, Sean Hamilton, Sean Bratton, and Crazy Word. Thank you all so much. And again, if you want to join these fine folks, go to patreon.com/tfradio. You can find all of our podcasts, except for one episode that I lost years ago, at tfradio.net. You can find me at briankilby.com. You can find Rob Springer at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter, at zonebase.bsky.social on Blue Sky, and at zonebase.org. You can find Diecast. Where Diecast? Where can they find you?
They can find me at Blue Sky and X at Diecast2. Pretty much everywhere at Diecast2, unless you're on Facebook. Reviews by Diecast. You can like my Facebook page. And then my reviews are tfradio.net/reviews or youtube.com/RFC reviews.
Very cool. Matt.
Melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Cool. I'm skipping Don. I'm kidding. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can be found on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social. And my eBay list.
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah, my eBay handle is at HMRC number 4 EVR for things that might be going up soon.
Okay. John.
That John D everywhere except on eBay where I'm Cloudburst, and everywhere also includes TikTok. That John D. So no TikToks yet, but since I'm on the platform, I might recruit my 10-year-old daughter to do something wacky with me. We'll see.
Cool. Rob.
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/@flailthroughs. I mostly cover Gundam Battle Operation 2. This week with the current Gundam series, Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux having just finished yesterday. It's all up on Amazon Prime Video for anyone who wants to see. The G-Quux and the White Gundam from the series are both getting added this Thursday. Looking forward to that. Thursday mornings.
Sorry, did it end well, Rob? I mean, was it a good ending?
It was a pretty good ending. It was too much to go into here at 10:48.
Right, yeah.
But it's worth watching. But yeah, youtube.com/@flailthroughs Thursday mornings around 11 Eastern to see the week's Gundam Battle Operation updates. Patreon.com/flailthroughs to support that channel. And if you just want to send me something, tfradio.net/playlist is my Amazon wish list.
Chris.
You can find me in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. Also, if you want to watch G-Quax on Amazon Prime Video and you don't have Amazon Prime Video, if you sign up through our Amazon link, tfradio.net/Amazon, we do actually get a referral commission for Amazon Prime signups. So if that's something you're considering, please do keep that in mind. That also helps to support the show, like becoming a patron or making purchases through any of our wish lists. My wish list is at tfradio.net/chrislist. And my personal website, which is an archive of a lot of my photography and things I've written about toy photography. And I guess some of the articles are also basically just toy reviews, but that's all at playwithphotography.com. And I think that's about it. Although I do want to note, Rusted Cross in our Discord suggests a new patron benefit, which is that the patrons should get a condensed version of this episode of RFC.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Recording stopped.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, so there's no fortunately I set up my computer that has 64 gigs of RAM because I don't think I could edit this on my current computer. So
oh boy.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, people. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for hanging in here with us.
And YouTube, you're about to be gone in a second.
All right, so we're all going over Brian's on Sunday.
For Tombstone.
Okay. We're also